Are we, are we ready for finance? Alderman Guzman? You ready? All right, we're going to start the Finance and Purchasing Committee for December 18th, 2023. Roll call, please.
Alderman Newsom,
Present.
Alderman Bolton, Alderman Hayes, Alderman Florian,
Present.
Alderman Guzman.
Present.
We have a quorum. Approval of the minutes. Approval of the minutes for November 20th, 2023.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Guzman. Alderman Guzman? Approval of the minutes?
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried, thank you. Are there any public comments regarding anything that's on the agenda for purchasing, Finance and Purchasing Committee? Moving along to item A, new business, an ordinance approving the disposal of surplus fire command vehicle owned by the city of Waukegan and a bill of sale. The fire department is seeking to decommission a 2011 Chevy Tahoe. This vehicle has outlived its usefulness at the Waukegan Fire Department. It was purchased 3/25/2011 and spent 7 years as a frontline command vehicle and 5 years as a reserve vehicle. After the acquisition of a 2023 Chevy Silverado, we will move our 2018 Chevy Tahoe into the reserve spot. We are seeking permission to donate this 2011 Chevy Tahoe to Cairo Fire Department in Cairo, Illinois. They are a volunteer organization and in need of equipment and vehicles. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Guzman. Are there any questions to this motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Guzman,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye, motion carried. Item B, a resolution authorizing the procurement of a 2023 Ford Explorer Squad vehicle from Curry Motors for a not-to-exceed amount of $57,894. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian.
Second.
Second by Alderman Guzman. The Waukegan Police Department is seeking the approval for the purchase of a fully police outfitted 2023 Ford Explorer for the police department. This vehicle will be used by the Waukegan Police Department in the Patrol Division. This vehicle will replace a vehicle that was crashed into by a DUI driver, causing the vehicle to be a total loss. We wish to purchase this vehicle directly from Curry Motors, which has this vehicle originally built as a demo squad car. So it is equipped with all the police emergency equipment, making it available for immediate use. Curry Motors, which is a current City of Waukegan vendor for vehicle purchases. Curry Motors is an authorized state bid agent in which we have purchased squad cars before. The price for the vehicle is $57,894, which is discounted by $8,241.43. The purchase was will be funded by funds transferred into the vehicle purchasing line item 307-1307-26361. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Guzman,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye, motion carried. Item C, a resolution authorizing the procurement of 9 2023 Ford Explorers from Curry Motors for a not-to-exceed amount of $360,560.16. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Guzman. The Waukegan Police Department is seeking the approval for the purchase of 9 2023 Ford Explorers for the police department. These vehicles are admin Explorers that have been budgeted to replace old admin vehicles, which will be transferred to other divisions to replace vehicles that are aging and coming to the end of life. We wish to purchase these vehicles directly from Curry Motors on the state bid process through Ford Motor Company. The price for the vehicles are $40,062.24 each, which was discounted to us according to the state bid process. The total amount for all 9 vehicles is $360,560.16. We budgeted for the purchase of 10 police vehicles this fiscal year. We have purchased 2 of the 10. This purchase will be the remainder of the 10 vehicles budgeted for, plus 1 for the co-responder unit, which will be fully reimbursed through the co-responder grant, which is also budgeted for in this purchase. We will use line item 307-130726361 for 8 of them, and line item 244-6244-26493 for the final one. Are there any questions to this motion?
I do.
Alderman Guzman.
Okay, I need to understand this a lot better because some of this stuff, like Alderman Newsom said, that we will be refunded. So we pay first and then we get refunded. So when do we see that money coming back?
It typically takes like a week or two after we put it in that it gets wire transferred to our account. This money was already budgeted and put in the account, so the money's there already. We pre-budgeted this last year when we did our budget for the co-responder unit, so the money is there. We spend it, and within a couple of weeks, the grant reimburses it directly wire transferred into our account.
Okay. So my confusion is this. Okay, so we spend it, so we get it out. So let's say the bank account says we have $1 million. We spend $300,000 on this, so that leaves us $700,000. Then we get back $1 million. So does that go back on the budget, or it just goes away?
We're only getting reimbursed for one of the vehicles, not
only-
all of them.
Okay.
Just one.
Just one for the co-responder grant, just
Okay.
one of the vehicles. The other ones are already in the budget.
Okay.
And actually, the co-responder vehicle was in the budget too. It was just in a different line item, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
These were all budgeted for. But once the money's spent, it's spent. It doesn't come back.
Okay.
It's just a matter of transferring it from one.
Okay. That was my confusion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Guzman,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman
Aye, motion carried. Item D, resolution approving an agreement with Hay and Associates, Inc. for engineering services related to the construction of boardwalks and pathways through the Waukegan Dunes in a not-to-exceed amount of $137,430. The work will be funded through a grant received from the IDNR Coastal Management Program Agreement Number 23-N22-10.3 with matching funds identified in the lakefront budget, line item 100-106224435. This project was identified in the Beach Management Plan adopted by the City Council in 2016, which is the implementation strategy for the Lakefront Active Implementation Plan, which supports the Downtown Lakefront Master Plan, which was adopted as part of the 2020 Comprehensive Land Use Plan. The city issued an RFP and received 4 submissions from highly qualified engineering firms. An evaluation team consisting of 6 city staff members reviewed and scored each proposal based on qualifications and experience, technical approach and methodology, cost, competitiveness, and references. And they chose the Hay and Associates. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Guzman. Are there any questions to this motion?
Yes. So is this for the lakefront, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Guzman,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye. Motion carried. Item E. Item E, a resolution approving a lease agreement with Nightshades and Dark Pandemonium Brewing LLC for storefront space and parking spaces at 2016-2020 Clayton Street. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Guzman. Are there any questions to this resolution or the lease?
Okay, so it goes from 2016 to 2020. So how many properties is that? So is that 4, 5, 2, 1?
It's just one, isn't it just one?
It's one space. It has two addresses, 2016 and 2020, because it was originally created so it could be divided as two separate spaces, but it is all one space currently.
Okay, that was my confusion. I thought, I mean, from 2016 to 2020, it could be 4, 5, 3, 2
Yeah.
properties, so, okay, I saw the
We're
lease.
just trying to be specific in case somebody knows it by one number or the other to include both.
Yep, I saw the lease, thank you.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
One more, I thought they were in agreement, or something like, they were saying that they were thinking about grabbing more of the property, or is just that piece?
So under the old lease, we had two tenants in the space. This lease would terminate that. The one tenant has already moved out. This is an agreement with just one of the tenants.
Ah, I see.
So they would take over the whole space that was previously shared by two of them.
Okay,
So most of the customer space was already shared. It was just the behind-the-counter spaces that were separate. So where the customers gathered, that was already one big shared space.
I was just thinking about the dollar amount that's being charged and for every year, and I was wondering if it was appropriate, but, okay, we can move
So I
forward.
can tell you, I did try to get some market comps, and I was unable to because nobody's renting space that is this unimproved. So it would be difficult for most landlords to rent space like this, and we have a tenant who enjoys being there, who's been an asset to us. And, you know, my personal opinion is that the lease amount, you know, charging more than we're charging would not be fair, especially considering the condition of the building at the present time.
I totally agree. I thought it was gonna.
Thank you.
I thought it would have been appropriate a little less, but,
Yeah. If you'd like to make a motion for it to be less, I suspect the tenant would not argue with you.
yeah, because when I looked at I thought, when I looked at the lease, there was, I mean, they're the only ones that been there for years. And they're
Correct.
the only ones that stuck with us, and everybody else has basically moved on and away. Could we even say the dollar amount that we're leasing it?
It's in a public document, sure.
Okay, so I think we were saying 3,000 a month. I thought more like 2,000 a month.
That's not until 2026.
Yeah, so it isn't, it's attachment A, it's the very last page of your lease, the rent schedule. So it would be beginning on the effective date of this lease, 2,000 per month, so basically January 1st. For 2024, 2,000 per month, 2025, 2,500 per month, and from 2026 on, 3,000 per month.
I think it should actually just stay at 2,000. I don't think it should go any further, 24,
They
25.
had 2,000 for the entire five-year term.
Yes. It's just, they've stayed with us. I mean, I'd probably go even 1,700 or 1,800, but 2,000 is more than fair for the next 5 years.
Can you tell me what they were paying the last
2,000.
4 years? Or
Has it been
16?
the same the whole time? No, it started. Would you come up, Mike?
But that was split between two tenants.
Correct, that is
Now
true.
all this is on one tenant.
Right. So this is Mike Hathaway, the owner or co-owner of Nightshade and Dark's Pandemonium Brewing.
Honestly, my wife handled all the numbers, so I don't remember, but it did start lower, and we were splitting it with Opulent Spirits. We're taking over his side of the business, so ideally, I'm going to be making the same or more money than him. So I'm not really terrified of taking over his half of the rent. It started, I believe, at $1,200 or $1,500, and it's been staging up as it goes. I'm not going to argue with anybody that wants to make my rent lower, and I appreciate the sentiment. I think the improvements on the building are more going to be an issue than the rent itself, because the electric bill right now to heat that unit dwarfs the rent by anything. I'm not scared about paying $2,000 a month. I'm more scared about paying a $6,000 electric bill to heat the place. So I don't think $500 a month is going to offset that one way or the other, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Well, let's make a motion, 1,700 a month for the next 5 years.
I'll second that.
Motion by,
Actually be amending this lease.
It would be a
Correct.
motion to
Correct,
amend
and there'd
the
be no
resolution and
increase,
lease
it'd be just
agreement
17.
to 1,700 per month?
Yes,
For
for the entire
term
term.
of the lease.
And thank you for the upkeep of the building and sticking with us, and I think it's more than fair.
I've
I
enjoyed
think I've
my
been in
time
your
here.
I think I've been in your place one time. I really liked it. I haven't had a chance to go back, but
I've had a hot dog down at yours.
thank you.
okay.
I appreciate the
motion-
fact that we don't have any problems with the police in your location ever.
We haven't had so much as a bar fight in 5 years.
Kudos, Alderman Florian.
Amend the
Kudos.
motion to read now, to
And the
change,
resolution and lease agreement to now reflect a rental of 1,700 per month for the entire term of the lease.
so you got that.
I had that.
Okay. Motion by Alderman, you made the motion? Alderman Guzman, second by Alderman Florian. To amend the motion. To amend the motion to, 1,700. For 5 years. Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Guzman,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye. Motion to amend has been carried, and that'll go to the full council tonight. We do have our reports and communications. We did get our little sheet from Don. Did any of you have any questions? Alderman Florian?
Don, if I'm reading this right, under D, where you talk about the video gaming report, change from prior year, so it's down 16% from last year total, is that what that means?
Is that video gaming?
Okay. I know that was always kind of a conversation we had when the casino came, was it going to affect this or not? Some people said, no, it'll never affect it. Other people said, yes, it will. But, so it has affected it, but not greatly. I mean, more than 10%, but less than 25%, so.
We had anticipated that when we drafted the budget for the year. We were pretty much on target.
Okay, and then, I don't know if this is the appropriate place to bring this up, but you have the casino report here and the money that's come in. We still have not had the meetings with the aldermen to determine what priorities are going to be given to that money. The mayor gave us all a chance to have our ward meetings. I don't know if everyone's had one. I had mine, but we need to, I mean, we're almost looking at a year now, and the public keeps bringing it up. I see it on social media, you know, what about all that casino money? How come my road's not paved? Well, we haven't decided yet what we're doing with it, and I think it's important we put a priority on doing that in the next couple months here, because we are coming up on a year anniversary of this casino being here, and that money's sitting there. So, anyway.
You wanted to speak to that, Mayor?
Currently, not all of the aldermen have had their ward meetings. We have some going on in January, and I'm pretty sure there's some that haven't even scheduled yet. So I would like to have this decision made by the beginning of March, because I agree with you. How long are we going to go on with this? But those are the things that we presented in October. I actually think we presented before that. We talked to you guys in the summer about it. Yeah. So as soon as the aldermen are done with their ward meetings, we can go ahead and discuss that.
Thank you, Mayor.
Any more questions?
Actually, I do. Okay, with 16% down from since the American Place being open, has that mean that we still recover the revenue from the casino part? It's just moved from one place to another. Is that what it is? But we still in projection of the actual money that's coming in, correct? Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Guzman. Adjourn at 5:39. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.